Welcome along then to where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the very final corner. And just 1 year later, Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and It's time then for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Interlagos, always a very special race here in Brazil. It's a 2.7-mile circuit with 9 lefts and 6 rights for a total of 15 corners. The fastest lap today should have an average speed of around 135 miles per hour, if, of course, the weather stays dry until the end of the Grand Prix. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position. And it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Sainz, Jet, Verstappen, Russell, Gasly, Perez, Stroll, Ocon, Oscar Piastri, Bottas, Leclerc, Vesti, Behrman, Hauger, Sargent, Théo Pourchaire, Tsunoda, Albon, Joe, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And alongside me in the commentary box today, a man who I always look up to, which is easier said than done, Anthony Davidson. And let's talk momentum with this driver. What a sprint it was. They start at 0 once again for today, but with a huge amount of confidence, surely. Well, they'll definitely be glad that there's not a sprint race today. Let's face it, the sprint couldn't have gone much worse, but what we're looking for today is a reaction. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Okay, mate, only 3 races left and you've still got a chance of the title, but if we're going to win it, we're going to need some very special performances in every one of those 3, and it starts here. Let's see what you can do today. Technical issues coming off the practice starts. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want you to bog down. Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected. Parking there, mate. Let's make sure we get the end.
Alright, good afternoon everyone. We will get ready for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Just loading up the chat now. Alright, here we go then. Sao Paulo race. What's going to happen? We shall see. The lights come on.
Okay, so that's the rest of the grid forming up there.
My rival, who's starting on pole, he's now down in P11 due to grid penalty. What is going to happen across the 25 laps? Lights out, and away we go. Verstappen already gets an eager launch on the soft compound tyre one. The mediums into turn one. Norris leads from Cyan, who's trying to battle alongside of Lewis Hamilton into turn number one. We're going to try our best to keep with Sainz and Hamilton. Then we do get ahead of Carlos Sainz, and now chasing Lewis Hamilton on the run to the next part of this corner on lap 3, turn 3. We get by Lewis Hamilton up to P2 in this Brazilian Grand Prix. A brilliant launch off the line for us to zoom our way back up until up to P2 in the podium places. Then reminder, we finished P15 in the sprint race due to the back crash with Sergio Perez, who took us out of the sprint essentially. Major floor damage, major front wing damage, diffuser sort of damage as well. So for us to come back stronger in this race is a pretty good sight for us as we go off the road here. We had to go up there, and there's someone's taking us out of contention. There's Lewis Hamilton, who just hit us. I went off the track, but yeah, but like at the same time, Lewis, you could have given me a bit of room there. Now Norris is starting to push away. That ain't good. I'm gonna let Lewis by now, just for the DRS, because I need to recharge the battery. Somehow the battery's on medium, that's why I can't recharge. 112.1. Verstappen is trying to go free abreast. I'm not gonna let him, because last season, remember, someone got front wing damage from that. What's going on? My game won't turn. Won't turn. Is this controller disconnected here? Hang on, guys. What's happened here? Controller disconnected. I can't turn.
Mind that front wing, it's going to need replacing if it takes too much damage.
I can accelerate, but I can't reverse or anything. They disqualified me. Okay, so right, let me skip back to the main menu and then load it back up. So I think that when I disconnected the mic, that's why.
Formula One returns to Interlagos once again with the stage set for what promises to be another classic Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel famously clinched his third championship here in 2012, and just 4 years later, Max Verstappen treated us to one of the finest wet weather drives of all time. We're racing today then at Interlagos.